Language Learning Center website, right? Homepage.
Right.
So we have multiple methods of contact and communication at this point with students. So asynchronous, right? We have a chat button on all of our pages, and students can, uh, initiate a chat from here. If we miss them while they're online, then they can still, we will email them the answer, the comments later. So we will still answer their question even if they ask it at 2 a.m. or whatever. Right?
Okay.
But if you scroll down here, you'll see our virtual LLC link. Okay.
Okay.
So our virtual LLC link, these are our summer hours. Our fall hours, fall will be
Monday through Thursday.
through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Okay, so that started in the spring that we were closing at 8 p.m. instead of 9 p.m.
Oh, so you start at 8 a.m. and end at 8 p.m.?
Yeah. So, and then Friday is 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then Saturday is 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So that's
9 a.m. until what time?
Until 2 p.m.
So to recap, on fall we are open Monday to Thursday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.,
Right.
Friday 8 to 4, and Saturdays 9 to 2.
Fantastic. Got it.
We begin on the 24th of August.
Yes, from week 1 we are open for students. Yeah.
August 24th. So
we will also be doing orientations, but I'll talk about that in a minute.
Oh, good, because I have a question about that. Okay.
So by open, we mean that the Zoom meetings, being able to see people, basically this button here, go to the virtual LLC, we think of that as our door into the LLC,
Okay.
And so once students come in there, they tell us what they're there for. If it's Spanish tutoring, we'll send them to one room with a tutor. If it's, we don't have Chinese tutoring right now, but I'll mention something that I'm hoping to happen in a little while.
Excuse me, going back to that, you say you're actually looking at probably getting Chinese tutors?
No, but we're trying to recruit professors to maybe hold their office hours in our LLC. So that,
seriously, that's good.
So that when they meet, they would have their own breakout room, but it would give us the attendance, the synchronous attendance for that student that was coming in. Or if a professor was willing to host a 1-hour study group. So maybe it's not Chinese tutoring, but if they were willing to host a 1-hour study group, or they had a volunteer student who would host a 1-hour Chinese study group, we would like to work with them on that.
But that would be without a tutor, right? Just the group of students studying on their own.
Everything tutor goes through ASAC, the Academic Support Success Center, whatever that's called.
Right.
And Writing Center. So those are the main tutoring, right? We have, in our physical language lab location, we were offering study groups in our language lab, but we were not getting the attendance hours for that. We were giving that attendance hours to ASAC. That was fine. But in a virtual environment, that's really complicated. So I don't want to deal with official tutors, taking those away from ASAC, because we'll get into a fight. They'll be upset that we take attendance from them. So I'm looking at things like I'm interested in, if you look at the screen right now, you see Sign Language Cafe. So
Right.
that's what we're hosting this summer. We're experimenting with it. And the person, the instructor who's kind of volunteering her time, actually, she has a plan that kind of follows the syllabus. She knows the sign language syllabus. And so she plans to talk about those subjects. But then if students want to talk about something else, they can, right? So,
Right.
so it's a chance to, so that's what I was thinking about, is like maybe have a Spanish cafe, maybe have a Chinese cafe, or if that's too general, we can't call it study group because that's the ASAC terminology. We could maybe call it study hall or a study room, so a Chinese study
And then
room
they
or
would
a
have somebody that can ask questions to.
Spanish study room. Yeah, so they could come in, they could ask questions, whether it's a 1 minute question or whether they want to hang around and discuss more.
Yeah, Luisa, what we have found is like students miss the getting together with other students. So
Right.
we want to be a place for them to come together, and even though they are working in everything, sometimes they raise their head and say, hey, that word for this or whatever. That is what we want. And then we want somebody to be kind of in there that may answer some questions. And for that, we don't have the tutor, as Peggy is
Okay, so
saying.
you're probably just taking a list of names of people at least who would volunteer to do that.
Yes, volunteers,
Looking for
hours, and
volunteers.
and teachers too. Like that's all the time that they have in the office. Instead of being by themselves, they can be in a workout room of us, and then the students can come through us and sit in there, and then they have somebody to talk to before they go to the breakout room, and then in the breakout room they can talk to the other peers that are in there, and with the person that kind of in charge of that hour, solving some questions, or maybe standing there for whatever they want to do. Or if she has a plan for doing something, they can do whatever activity, Chinese related or even Spanish related, beside our tutoring that we will have in fall. That, remember, the tutoring for Spanish is a little different because it's through DLAs and through some activities that you can send there to do. So we will talk about that.
Let me ask you, sorry.
We do have Spanish tutoring in the LLC this fall, or at least we think we have the volunteers. They've, until it gets fall and they actually are, in the breakout room, we'll see. But yeah, so that's different because those are Cal Poly students who are studying in the Spanish program, and we have the
and we have a contract with them. We are authorized by Mount SAC and by the Cal Poly, so they are kind of special tutors for students for doing something that we said and as teachers said through us. Nothing to do through ASAC or anything.
Okay, so let me just tell you what I'm doing, because I did it last semester. I'll do it this semester again. My class is scheduled Monday, Wednesday, and I have 2 classes, Tuesday, Thursday, another class. On the very first day, I meet with the students and I give them their assignment for the week. The next hour on the next day, first hour of class, I meet with them for tutoring. I can do that in the lab. I have no
that
problem.
would be wonderful.
I just have to ask permission to find out if it's okay. Because the thing is, I would be sending them, I guess I would send them a Zoom link so they can come in.
No, it would just be, I mean, you can send them the link, but they can
go to the, as like you used to say in the lab, go and we will meet in the lab. That will be.
I am perfectly fine with that. And
that will be very, very, very wonderful. Okay. All the time that you want to spend with us, it will be fantastic.
Yeah. So Wednesday, I do it from 8 to 9 and also from 10 to 11. And then on Thursday, I do it from 2:15 to 3:15.
2:15 to 3:15. Okay, so from right now you can tell the students, put into your syllabus or whatever, my office hours are going to be in the virtual LLC.
Right.
And
And
okay.
then I'll just give them the website that you just gave me a while ago, which I picked up from the email that you gave me.
Right.
Landlab@munster.edu.
Luisa, sorry. In the Canvas, because they
Yes.
need to register in Canvas, there is a link in say virtual LLC, and they can go to the virtual LLC.
Okay.
When they go to a Spanish camp, they have different courses. One course is Spanish, your lecture time, and the other course is Canvas, is called LLC Spanish. And in Canvas, they
LLC Spanish, but that's it.
And then when they go inside, if Peggy is showing you, let me see, down, LLC Spanish, you click on there, Spanish, let's say we are in fall, and then in the left side with the navigation is in blue, virtual LLC, they click in there and automatically they are sent to this place where we are talking.
Okay.
So that will be your virtual office.
Yeah, that's okay. And then instead of Adelante Uno and dos, it would be Vistas, right?
Yes, that's another thing because we still have these ones. We have everything, Luisa. If you see Adelante Uno, Adelante Dos, we are going to change the name in size instead of saying like a estructura or something, we are going to put the names that of the tutorials. For example, estructura. Go in there, Peggy. Click in there. So we are going to put in here, you can find nouns and articles, numbers, present tense, because it will be good even for students that are not taking a class and they want to study a little bit of Spanish.
Right.
But we want to put the name so they know what it's talking about. Maybe because we don't have yet anything for Adelante. Vistas. Vistas is a completely full online book. So we are trying to figure it out what can we put from Vistas in here? Maybe the answer keys, maybe.
Okay, so you have Spanish cafe. So you're going to have French cafe and Italian cafe.
We're going to try.
All right.
Because,
because
most of what we do in the LLC, unlike other labs on campus, most of it is asynchronous. We're trying to get as much synchronous as we can without dying, without
all right. So what I'll do is, it's okay if I send this not just to Chinese and Spanish, but all the faculty we have, full-time and part-time. Right?
Yes, because it will be nice if one teacher of every language can get the office hours, or everybody can have their office hours in our lab.
I'm going to tell them these are the hours, and I'm going to do my office hours, and I'm doing my office hours at the virtual lab. And as many volunteers as possible. So we're talking about Spanish cafe, French cafe, Italian cafe,
Chinese, whoever.
Part-time faculty, they do 1 hour of office per week.
Right.
So we can invite them also, right?
Yes, it will be good. For example, I remember
Japanese cafe, Korean cafe. If we have Korean, I don't know yet. Let's see, what am I missing?
But for us to have it open, basically we need somebody to be kind of hosting it, like you, or a student.
So I'll put the call out. Now, probably the best way for them to sign up would be via Google Doc. Do you have all the names, or you want me to send them to you?
I was going to do it more via email, but I can think of, but actually we haven't figured that out yet. That was one of the things.
All right. So let's see. I think I have everybody. I have Korean, Japanese, Arabic, Italian, French. German.
Latin.
I'm going to send this email to everybody, and they can use it as orientation just to figure out what they can do.
Yeah.
And I'll just tell them we are in desperate need of volunteers because this is the only way we can have this language cafe.
Yeah. So going back to general orientation.
Excuse me, can I ask one more question?
Sure.
So if I am in my office and a student walks in to ask a question, how do is everybody else listening to what we're talking about?
No, you will be we will have a room that will be called Louisa Howe's office or Louisa Howe's room.
Oh, so they can come in there. Okay.
Yeah.
You will
Yeah,
not have video recording option.
And that way it's open to all the students in all the classes. They can come whenever they want. I can't.
Right.
Oh, that's nice. That's very good.
Yeah.
Sorry. So we are talking about here like appointments like with Lisa Howell appointments. I mean, would be the office hour or maybe in the breakout room can come several people. What do you prefer?
I don't care. It's whatever.
Yeah. How are you handling it now? It's whoever shows up.
Whoever comes in, I just help them. And
if-
sometimes we're alone and they leave and somebody else comes. And sometimes nobody comes.
And what
Yeah.
if you have multiple students at the same time? Is that okay for you, or we need to?
I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can tell them, wait, listen if you want, or
Yeah.
we are going to be talking, we finish, and then you can continue. That will be nice because everybody can what is that,
If it's
learn about things.
private,
I want to give them an example of something. I can do a chat, or I could actually put up any one of the PowerPoints that I have and use it.
Perfect.
All right, we're good.
Self-register for credit students. Credit students need to self-register for the LLC each semester or session.
So the students are going to have to self-register then when they come in. Okay, just let the students know that they're going to have to self-register, which is fine.
Yeah. So when they click here, we have the information for every. Well, this is old. We need to put up fall information.
Right.
But then teachers can actually copy this or take a screenshot of this and put that in their syllabus would be one option. And they can't use this one because this is for summer, but when we get the fall one up there. The other thing is when we do orientations, we will strongly encourage students to actually go ahead and click on
That you said right away.
while we're talking to them during orientation.
Right. That sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah. They can access our webpage without registering, but they cannot access Canvas and with our LLC Canvas without registering.
Okay.
Okay. Down here, for things that need an RSVP or for things like Sign Language Cafe is not requiring registration or an RSVP, it's just drop in.
Drop in. Right.
But this reminds them there's a little event calendar of what's happening.
Are there activities for different languages or just specific language?
We have specific ones, but that's where we're trying to build up some more for other languages. And we're also trying to have some workshops and maybe have some workshops for different languages too.
Okay.
Or some technology workshops
So my students are going to have to do a PowerPoint presentation at the end of the class.
Right. So
going to have a choice of doing it based on their family, introducing their family to the class, or talking about a Hispanic country. So they can go then to the lab to get some help with this, right?
they can, but we will also probably have some PowerPoint workshops and some Google Slide workshops or PowerPoint / Google Slide. We're still working on the workshop thing.
Okay, fantastic.
All right, so applications. For language students, the best news is for fall, the Rosetta Stone application is going away.
Oh, really? Okay.
Students no longer have to apply for Rosetta Stone.
Oh, they don't? You mean it's going to be there? Oh.
Because we will have enough licenses for every student.
For how many different languages?
Every language.
No, all the ones that, so you having, Spanish, French, Italian, Arabic, Japanese, Korean, and German?
Yeah, we have licenses for all of those. There are two things that we would encourage professors to do. One is we are going to have the Rosetta Stone link embedded in the LLC Canvas. So the LLC Chinese Canvas, once they click on LLC Chinese Canvas, the students will see a a link for Rosetta Stone software. They'll click on that. It will automatically log them in, create their account, etc. Okay. And then they can start working. Some languages have to take a full placement test, but the non-romantic languages like Arabic, Chinese, Japanese, they don't have a placement test, so they don't have as many levels basically. So
with Spanish, how fluent do they have to be in order to?
Very.
Spanish would have to take the placement test.
Oh, I see. And then it puts them wherever they need
and then it puts them in whatever level of Rosetta Stone that they qualify for.
So do you know how long the Rosetta Stone sessions are?
Well, it's up to the students.
They automatically get registered in our passport reward programs, and then, yes, Peggy?
Yeah, but
not automatically. It's not automatically, but we are going to take students that are registered, that are taking the Canvas Rosetta Stone, and then we are going to get the information, and it's going to be every 30 minutes they get the stamps, no?
Yes, so the students will get one stamp for 30 minutes of time, not counting the placement test. So not counting the tests, but just working on the units.
Okay, so Rosetta Stone, and actually depending on where they're at, it can just help them to move forward with their class. So here's what I'm going to do with I'm going to make a change in my syllabus. I had that students could get up to 5% in extra credit. But I'm going to give them 5% of mandatory language lab with Rosetta Stone. For every half hour, they get 0.5.
I think that's
so that
a great idea. So,
and then the other 5% is extra credit. They can get up to 5% more grades. If they do 1 hour, then they get 1% more. If they do 2 hours, they get 2% more. I'm going to have to figure out how I can put it into the grade program, to Canvas, but that's what I'm going to do.
So
at least if I can't do that, I'll just do mandatory 10%.
Yeah. So what Carrie's talking about is from the student perspective, really, that we have the contest, the students, week 7 with the most stamps will get a little reward. And then week 14, the student with the most stamps in Rosetta Stone will get a little reward, right? And that's why we have the leaderboards here on our website every week.
So everybody that does Rosetta Stone has to join the passport program then?
They are, as Carrie mentioned, they will automatically be enrolled. We will automatically check them every Saturday. We only check once a week.
Okay.
We only check, although we might have to look at that too.
Do you know if the program gives them both oral and written exercises?
It does. It does. Yes, it does include not.
I think that's really neat because they can actually move at their own pace.
Yeah, the more advanced Spanish, so like actually Rosetta Stone for Spanish 3, Spanish 4 would be good also, because the more advanced, the higher levels they go, the more it deals with fluency. So it deals more with speaking and writing, and it deals with
like dictation.
It deals with industries, career and business language.
So for the Spanish, for example, the Spanish for heritage learners, they would sign up for maybe the equivalent of 3 and 4 then, right?
Well, I mean, they would take the placement
Well, they take the placement test and wherever they fit.
And maybe some people, some students are very advanced that they are going to get like in 3 lessons only or something like that. But that's up to depending on the student fluency in the language. Some students of heritage, they speak very well, but their writing is bad or whatever. So it helps them at least with the vocabulary, how they write, how the sentences are constructed, by seeing or by listening.
Okay.
So
and
for all of the romantic languages, the upper levels, we talked about the fluency in writing and speaking, but they have what's called reviewed activities. So that is actually reviewed by a Rosetta Stone tutor asynchronously, and the tutor will, if it's a speaking assignment, the tutor will record their feedback and give them a little, stars, 4 stars, or whatever,
Right.
1 star. And same thing for writing, they will write their feedback and give them a little. So for the upper levels, Italian, French, Spanish, we don't have upper level German, but
German. Yeah, we don't
but
have.
some of those upper levels, I'm sure I'm missing some, but Rosetta Stone now is very good for that. So here's the thing, though, Louisa, the really cool thing is for every professor who puts this in their syllabus as optional or required as part of their grade, we will give you a Rosetta Stone admin group reporting account. So therefore, you would be able to log into Rosetta Stone. You can log in every day if you want, and you can see what the students in your group are doing and how much time they've already spent or have not spent.
Fantastic. That makes it a lot easier.
Right. So for you, we would create a Louisa Howe Rosetta Stone account, and you would be able to log in. Yeah. So the only part that the LLC has to do anymore, besides the stamp still, the only other part is we have to put students in the groups. So we have to create the groups and put the students in the groups. But that's it. We don't have to create the accounts anymore. We don't have to email the students anymore about the account.
That's fantastic. Because that gives them practice without anxiety, practice without stress of grades, practice without fear of sounding funny, practice with no problems, no side problems at all. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes, what I was saying is that anyway, at the end of the semester, we are going to send a report of the student hours and everything to the teacher. So at the end of the semester, you are going to have, like we were doing this past semester, what you have, you don't have to go again and look like individual. So you will have like a little report of the hours done by the stamps earned.
Fantastic.
By students. Rosetta Stone doesn't go with any book, any textbook, or anything of any language. So if you are expecting that we cannot do. But if you have heard about Rosetta Stone, it's very integral thing. It has all the skills and brings you to talk, to be able to talk, because it takes you like a kid is taught how to teach. Yeah. They don't give you grammar specifically. They approach grammar, they approach everything, but they don't give you specific things about anything. Little by little, you get to talk.
That's all.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay, very good. Sorry.
Yeah. So, and it actually would probably facilitate transfer learning in the classroom as well.
Yeah. So one of the reasons that they generously gave us licenses for every student, and they're starting it a whole semester, new contract starts. But they're doing that because I met with the Rosetta Stone reps, 3 weeks ago, I guess, and they told me that when they meet with other schools, they talk to them about what Mount San Antonio College is doing with Rosetta Stone and how we're using it.
Nice. Okay. I don't see how anybody could say no to this.
I know, right? So,
and then you're getting credit whether it's mandatory or not. So whether it's 5%, I can find 10% someplace. I was already going to do the extra credit because I don't like the idea of redoing quizzes or anything like that. This is a lot easier for the students. It would be one thing that they do with a classroom where there is no stress whatsoever.
Right. Right.
Just go there and I do 30 minutes a day and I don't even feel it.
Right. Part that we have available for every language, but most professors don't support it. So therefore, there's some languages where they do support the language partners, and there are some languages that don't. Okay.
All right.
But language partners, there's an application for each semester. Then after they apply, we match the same language. So Spanish speaker
Okay.
to Spanish speaker. Usually it's Spanish 1 with Spanish 1, but if we get somebody in Spanish 4, maybe they're going to have to be with Spanish 2.
Sorry, Peggy. That's why we encourage the teachers and the students to get somebody that they know. Because, for example, after your class or before the class, they can say, hey, we are going to meet together, and they are more or less at least a part of the week that they can meet before or after, and then they say, I want to be with Luisa Howell, and Luisa Howell say, I want to be with Carrie. So they get partnered right away, they begin right away.
In the application, they have an opportunity to name a classmate, but we will only pair them with that classmate automatically if the other classmate matches their name. In other words, we don't want some guy to put down some girl's name and she doesn't know it, and we think
And get a permanent date for the semester.
Yeah, so no, we don't allow that. We also only allow females to decide if they are okay with a male partner or female partner or both. The men, we took it away because too many men were putting female partners, and so we took that away. FYI.
All right, so let me ask you the activities. Do you happen to, how long are the activities?
So each activity, you can see here, this is the pre-digital stamps, but each activity it depends on the learner, but we say it's about an hour. This group here won at whatever prior semester because they had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 activities they completed. So they spent about 9 hours. In this case, digitally, they would be on a Zoom link together. So that's how they record working together, is they record themselves on a Zoom link. I'll show you that in just a second. Before I show you the Zoom link, let me show where they get their activities. So the activities page, we have written activities for world languages, and all of them are actually just about the same level of difficulty, because we don't honestly know if some languages maybe teach clothing in week 3, and other languages teach daily routine in week 1 or something. So those are all really about the same. They can either choose to type in the Word file, or they can type in the document together. So this one student shows this while they are on recording Zoom together. So one student is the typer, and they're working together to fill this out. And then at the end, they create their dialogue, and then they record what they just created. So they create an original dialogue and they record it. This dialogue.
Anybody listens to those, or?
Yes. This form that they save, they upload that in the LLC canvas under assignments. The video, when we grade it, and again, we only grade it once a week, so like Thursday nights, we grade it. And if they've completed the video recording, we can understand it and they did it and it looks okay, then we actually clip the recording down to just the video recording, just the dialogue. We send that link to the students. We ask the students to upload that in the professor's assignments. So that's the other part. If professors want to encourage the language partners part, then they should, we want them, the way that they will be able to see the videos of the dialogue is by creating just a general language partners assignment, upload your, or add your, video link.
Recording here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they can submit multiple times to the same assignment. So
is It's one time for every activity. At the end of every activity, they have to do the video, and that's the one that is recorded, as Peggy said.
So, I mean, that's a really good enrichment activity, actually.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I love Rosetta Stone, don't get me wrong, but honestly, if you're looking at impact on a student's grade, Language Partners makes a greater impact on their final grade than Rosetta Stone.
So when they come in there, do they have introductions or is there somebody explaining to them the difference between Language Partners and
we handle all of the Language Partners for the most part, other than that application. We handle it all in Canvas. So when they click on the Language Partners link, then button, so they'll get the instructions, overall instructions, okay? This is where they submit their form. This is a link to the activities, and this is a link to the recording instructions.
So with the Language Partners, do you have them for every single language as well?
Yeah, so actually,
Yes.
let me show you which
Japanese.
Yeah. So what happens is when we create their partnership and we email them and say, hey, Yon-an, you are partnered with Erin Nicholson, we also create a Zoom link for them. They can use this Zoom link to open their own Zoom meeting with their partner, just them and their partner, and one of them will share their screen. So each partner, each group has their own link. And we create those when we email them and say, hey, you are partners with.
So we could easily do, for example, if I do 5% extra credit, they could decide to do at least 5 activities in there and get the same 5%.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Definitely.
That sounds good.
Also I was talking about communication a while ago. I want to point out that we are experimenting with and using Pronto. And if you see it over here on the left side of the menu, Pronto is a group chat. So it is. It's an app that anybody can actually add to your class. What happens is if students have multiple classes that are using Pronto, there's a menu they can choose which class. But we have a very active Japanese group in the Pronto, and I love it because they are answering each other and
nice.
giving them suggestions. I think it would,
so they help each other with the homework and all that.
They can, yeah. So
yeah, for example, in there is a student asking, I don't understand what to do in Language Partners, what to do, and the others say, oh, go and record and do something, and the others say, but I don't understand what they are asking me in this activity. Oh, go to page 35 and 34, and then oh, cool. So everything.
And actually,
that really needs
35, we wouldn't have known, or they.
Okay, so this is like a student support chat.
Exactly. I mean,
student help chat.
We answer also, but the reason I'm pointing it out is that if teachers don't explain it, so we only have 26 students who have read these things, and we probably have, I don't know, like a couple hundred Japanese students registered and could read these. So I think that Pronto is new enough that some students don't know about it. So the reason I'm mentioning it is maybe teachers, when we do orientations, we'll probably add it in real quickly, but it's something.
No, but it's excellent student support, and it's right up the alley of what you have to do with distance learning, because teachers are supposed to facilitate regular and effective contact, and this is an excellent means to do that.
Yes, because for Pronto, you click on Pronto and then it tells you connecting, and then it's going to tell you, hey, you need to authenticate. You are going to receive an email, and then you will receive the email and give you a link, and right away you can go and talk to all the students, because this is for the whole.
Yeah, any credit course. It's not.
We were told at the division, we were recommended that because the kids are going through a tough time with the adjustments of the change, that it would be good for us to set aside a canvas where they could just go in and talk to anybody and see if they could get help about anything they needed help with.
Yeah, for example, we can see everybody because we have different courses. We are teachers in different courses. But you, as a teacher, you are gonna see only your CRNs.
Mm-hmm.
But we have like 10 CRNs, so we are looking AMLA, French, German, whatever. But you as a teacher, as I say, is only
The
your
Pride
students.
Center has something like that. The Pride Center has a canvas, I was told, where students drop in anytime. And if they have any problems, that's one of the first places they go, hey, this is what's going on with me. Do you know what I can do to help? And somebody's always coming up with some suggestions, some answers, something. And at least they have somebody that listens to them, you know?
So,
Mhm.
I mean, Pronto itself, people might want to get some lessons about, but you can actually, in your class, you could create groups. So if you wanted to, they have a group project, you could create a group and put people in a group in Pronto, and then they have the opportunity. I need to get back to my over here. They can video record. So I
So
can't.
that's what I was going to ask you. Is it for mostly long-term exchanges, or can it also be short-term
It
exchanges?
can also be short term, yeah. And it even has you would create the groups first. So you would partner them. You'd have to partner them, and then
Right.
you would create the task. Telling them what to do, and they will. Just all they have to do is instead of typing, they'll click on the video record button, and
Right,
it will
because
record
they
the
would
two.
probably first have to, I imagine some of them will end up memorizing it and all that. They probably first have to write it. Where do they meet to write it though? Would they meet in Pronto as
They
well?
can, yeah, because Pronto, you can see that Pronto can take different languages and handle, whatever they can type with their keyboard. Pronto can take that. So
Perfect.
if, when you put them together in a group, they can work on, creating their dialogue at the same in Pronto, typing it back and forth.
Because I think they would probably meet, I mean, sometimes as few as maybe one, but at least two times. Some of them may want to meet more than once. They'd have to just decide when they're going to meet. And then I'd give them a deadline. This has to be done by this day. And it'd more than likely be the exam day.
Yeah.
And then go there and have the dialogue, record it, and then you'd be sending that dialogue to me, right? Oh, they would be sending that dialogue to
We
me.
can talk about that.
I think it will be in Pronto in the group that you create. You click on it and then it will be there.
The
I think.
teacher, if you create it, you already will have access to it in the background.
Okay.
If we create the groups, then I think it'd be much better for you to create the groups, but we can negotiate that if the technology's so.
Okay, what I would have to do is just pair the students up then.
Yeah. So
That's pretty good. That could help. I mean, I'm going to tell you, they've got the Chinese have 6 lessons too. They could do the same thing.
So I haven't met with the Chinese textbook lady yet. So we have the audio that goes with the other Chinese textbooks, but not the new one. We'll get that. We'll work on that. I will meet with her. So for Chinese, and unfortunately, and Carrie and I were talking about it, our favorite Chinese software just went out of
Yeah,
business.
that's the one you said it's no longer used, right?
Yeah, it just went out of business, and we're so disappointed because it was really good software, actually, I thought.
So this is the one that goes with Andrew's book?
So this audio goes with Andrew's book, but we will meet. I'll meet in the next few weeks with the Chinese representative. I mean, the representative of the Chinese textbook. Basically, what we have is language partners.
Right.
We will be adding the Rosetta Stone software link.
Okay.
And then
we have Mango.
Oh, yeah, Solen used that last year, and she said it was really good.
So Mango is another option, and I will show that in a second. But we're looking at, we want to add a study hall or a Chinese cafe or something like that to get students more involved. So I don't know why I came here.
So what is Mango? Is Mango like Rosetta Stone?
So Mango has a completely different learning philosophy. Okay, so from our website, under quick links, you can go to Mango Languages. Mango has a completely different philosophy from Rosetta Stone. Rosetta Stone does not translate anything, although they've started loosening up on that policy. So Rosetta Stone does not translate anything. Mango Languages translates everything. So completely different learning philosophies. So if a student's not doing well in Rosetta Stone, use Mango. We have unlimited licenses in Mango as well as Rosetta Stone. So what should happen is the teacher, professor, should click on sign up. Okay, down here, sign up.
Okay.
The card number is their, for students, it's the Mount SAC student ID number. For staff or faculty, it would be the A number also. Once a professor signs up, then we want them to email us to let us know. So we have to manually upgrade them from a regular user to professor. Once we upgrade the professor to professor, then when they log in, let me go back. When they log in, but I'm not a professor, but I'll kind of give you an idea. When they log in up here along this menu, right, Gary? There will be a groups link or create groups, right? I think it just says groups.
Okay.
You're mute, Carrie. Sorry. I know you're eating.
Okay. For students or for teachers?
For teachers.
There is, for teachers, after tools appears groups in there where you're having.
So the teacher would click on there, and the earlier that in the semester they do this, the better. So the preparation is better. They can click on the groups link, and then they would create their groups. So they would name it like fall, Chinese, Monday, Wednesday, 9:30, something like that, whatever. When they do that,
Like one for each class?
Yeah.
Exactly. One code for a group is equivalent to a class. So a group is a class. So they gave a code.
But under the student's profile, so the student doesn't see groups there, but under the student profile, they can, and the drop down, they can click on groups, and then they'll get a join group link. So they click join group, and then they put in the invite code. Okay.
Right.
And then join the group. So that way, when the professor clicks on groups and they click on, the name of their group, they will see how much time they have spent in Mango Languages. And then if they have to click on that time to get a detailed list, some students.
And the activities in Mango Language have a different length of time?
Yeah. Most of these take like 3 minutes to do.
If you want, I can share my screen and show you how a group looks.
Okay.
With the teacher, with the teacher account. So.
Okay. Can I let me finish the student side of it. One of the things that students were taking advantage of that, like, French 2 teachers didn't necessarily know. So a student in French 2 was doing Unit 1, right? Work in Unit 1, Chapter 1 in Mango.
Oh.
So what we've trying to communicate to professors that they should, make clear students should take the placement test. Maybe not the level 1 students, but if they're in a French 2, Chinese 2, Spanish 2,
Right.
they should take the placement test. Now, it confuses them because the placement test is translated. It will be, the questions and so forth will be asked in their own language at point, but then they have to answer in the language they're learning. Okay.
Okay.
So, all right, I'm going to stop sharing and you may share.
Okay, I am here in the Spanish Latin American, for example. I am in a group, in a teacher account. You see that you can see here the groups. And I have a group, I created one, Italian, one karaoke. Okay, but I can create a new group. Create a new group. And then the group name is gonna be, I think, let's say Spanish 2, Monday and Wednesday, spring 2020 or fall. And then I just select the account because it's the college account. And what language is that you are teaching? You are teaching Spanish, so Spanish, Latin America. And then you create the new group. You can add students to your group by adding address, the emails.
Although it's
there, but the better thing is you see the invite code. Yeah, you can change it, but you can send it in Canvas. You say, hey, the code for the group Spanish 2 Monday and Wednesday spring 2020 is RY tarara. So that's why when the student have the account, when they click on their names, appears something like join the group. This is the code that they need to put.
So they can join the group without me having to put all their emails in there.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
so that's
back
basically
to groups, back to your groups. Click there. So note the invite code is right there. The invite code is there.
For each one of them. And then when you have students, you can click in the group and then you see all your groups and you can see the name of the students, the name, the last activity that they did, and how much time they took in that activity.
Okay.
In general, how much they have. So you are going to be knowing what they are doing.
Do they have to go in as groups or they go in there as partners
they
and work?
can go individually. So any student can go and create their own account in Mango Languages. So they don't have to, the teacher doesn't.
Yeah, but it makes it easier for the teacher if you have an assignment and they're going to do that.
Yeah.
To have it that. Right?
Okay, each student has to have a Mango account. They have to apply and have they have to create their own account through the link that Peggy sent, or actually in most of our Canvas, and for fall we are going to have in all our Canvas, in the navigation we are going to have the Mango language application. I already added to Chinese that we didn't have it in there. So the student go to the Chinese, for example, Canvas navigation, and then one of the links is apply for Mango languages. So they apply and they create the account. The application of Mango language doesn't need any intervention of us, but as Peggy said, the teacher has to have a group if he wants to know what they have been doing.
Right.
But individually, they come individually and in an account. They cannot share account things or get together in the account. No, it's only account and individual accounts. Sorry.
No, you can stop sharing now. All right, so Mango Languages and dashboard, and she said she added it now to Chinese.
Nice.
And over here, Mango Languages application. When they sign up, I would also, if you were going to make this an assignment or something, I would tell them they have to use their Mount SAC email address. And that's really for my benefit because we have to send in attendance reports for how much of our software is used. And if they put in gollyg@gmail.com, it's almost impossible for me to find out who they are. So
you said that Mango has exercises in it, but it's like each one of them is about 3 minutes or so, right?
Yeah, each activity really, some of them take 15 seconds. Like if they know it.
Well, they might like it because some of them might prefer a shorter assignment, Some of them might prefer to do 10 3-minute ones and to do 1 hour's worth or even 30 minutes worth, just like some might want the whole continuous thing. So it gives them choices based on how they learn or what their attention span is like.
Yeah,
If they have short attention spans, they want the 3-minute ones.
yeah, I really, I like that it's two totally different learning philosophies. So then, it just about hits every student in their how they like to learn. All right, we were going to talk about orientation. So here under services, there is a professor request for LLC orientation.
Should I go in there and do it, or can I do it right now?
You can do it right now. The fall orientation is up there. You can fill that out. You can do it right now. We will not get back to you until late August. All right. Well, it was a little disjointed, but I think we covered everything. I mean, we still have student login, but there's really not much in there. Certainly nothing in there that they can't get in the.
Yeah, we are trying. Yes, you see in the left side. Sorry.
Right. Oh, yeah, right.
We have, if they have Canvas access, that means if they are registered. So that's why when we begin, we tell them, hey, you need to register. If you want, take 1 minute and register.
Right.
So they can see right away as a LLC website, that one that Peggy has been navigating all along. Virtual LLC, this one that we are talking, we are in a breakout room here with you,
Right.
but outside in the main part, they are our student workers and other instructors that are on shift. Rosetta Stone application, where in fall, going to be a way only is going to have Rosetta Stone. So they get right away, click on it, and they generate the account, and that's it. And in Mango Languages application, maybe I'm going to change the name and put creation, because really they are not applying, they are going to create themselves.
Sign up, because we want them to click sign up.
Okay, perfect.
Okay,
that will be, and that's the main thing we have in there. And remember, pronto in the bottom left part is a very important button for students and for teachers to communicate. And one thing that we have found, especially with Lisbeth Sanchez class, that she has some activity done in our lab for the tutors, Spanish tutor to review, was that students are lonely. They feel like they don't have contact with anybody. And so when they come, we greet them at the main room. We greet them and then ask things about them, and then we send them to the breakout room where the tutors are. So they come back to the front room when they finish, and they say, oh, that was great. We ask them how it was easy, was difficult. So they get like a personal touch, and then they love it. So we found that though. So anyways, it's great to come to the lab.
So everyone, this is what it looks like when you enter the virtual LLC. Usually there won't be 5 faces. Every now and then there will be. They will greet you and greet the students, and then we will send you to the breakout room. So this is like the entrance, the greeting room. And you can see, so we have, all of these students are in this one room right now. We have some tutoring going on in this room, individual tutoring. So, and now you have students who are leaving or coming. So I'm going to stop recording.
And one thing that we have found, especially with Lisbeth Sanchez class, that she has some activity done in our lab for the tutors, a Spanish tutor to review, was that students are lonely. They feel like they don't have contact with anybody. And so when they come, we greet them at the main room. We greet them and then ask things about them, and then we send them to the breakout room where the tutors are. So they come back to the front room when they finish and they say, "Oh, that was great." We ask them how it was. It was easy, it was difficult. So they get like a personal touch, and then they love it. So we found that though. So anyways, it's great to come to the lab.
So, so everyone, this is what it looks like when you enter the virtual LLC. Usually there won't be 5 faces. Every now and then there will be. But they will greet you and greet the students. And then whoever's host, can you make me host for a second? So we will send you to the breakout room. So this is like the entrance, the greeting room, and are you making me host? Who's making me host?
Jackie,
Okay, there you go. So, and you can see, so we have, you know, all of these students are in this one room right now. We have some tutoring going on in this room, individual tutoring. So, and now you have students who are leaving or coming. So I'm going to stop recording. Are you leaving?
I need, okay.
All right, so